Hi guys, it's Matt from Optimus Futures. Today we're going to talk about the fact that good trades build over time. So guys, I hope you have been good. I know that the coronavirus situation in our country, unfortunately, is not getting any better. So I hope you and your families have been well. I hope you have been well, and I hope you've been keeping safe. So today I want to talk about good trades um, that and the fact that that good trades build over time. But before I jump into that, I want to talk about the notion um, of losing trades and winning trades and the ratios. So, as you know, you probably read in many books and you probably seen interviews with good traders that some of them say they have a ratio of I would call it losing trades, which is higher than their winning trades, right? So they have trades that they go into and they lose many times. They could lose as much as 70% of the time, or maybe more, maybe less. But many trades that they get into are losing trades. But they have winners, and because of their risk management, potentially their winners uh, basically make up for the losses, and they give them positive expectancy, which is really a profit. However, I think what many traders um, don't understand is that these traders, in my personal opinion, and this is just something that, again, it occurred to me while I'm reading about it, and and just like you, I'm always interested in basically turning their experience into a better experience for my customers. But one thing that I've realized is in actually a book that I've been reading on this little device. I gotta tell you. I'm gonna share with you the name of the book here. If this thing ever turns on. Okay, here we go. Come on. I charged you yesterday. Don't embarrass me now. Now it's upside down. Okay. So I'm gonna go here and let's see. I'm gonna go to home. Okay. The book is Traders of the New Era by Fernando Oliveira. So one of the traders said something very interesting in that in one of the chapters. Is an equities trader, not a futures trader, but nevertheless, I thought it was so good and something that I could make a video about. And I always give credit to the people that inspire me. So what he says, great trades build over time. What does it mean? It means that when a trader gets into a trade, he does not know which trade would be his best trade or which trade would make the most amount of money out of all the other trades. Some people that are beginners think that professional traders, they have this insight and this intuition as to which trade will be a really good trade and which trade will not. And I don't think they have that intuition. I think they have a setup, and regardless of the amount of losses that they have, they just continue trading their method. And one of those trades, hopefully, without anybody promising or guaranteeing it, hopefully it will make up for the losses that they've made in the past. So, what happens in reality to many traders is that they freeze. They have one trade, second trade, third trade, fourth trade, and fifth trade, and they lose, and then they have fear of continuing with the other trades, which is understandable. Again, I'm not judging, but trading is all about numbers and stats and math, and it's not mystical about the stars and your own self-exploration and yoga and all that. It's really hardcore, not hardcore numbers and statistics. And if you have a method that is good, it's statistically bound to happen that one of those trades could potentially turn out to be a really good trade. but you have to take the trades and you have to participate in the trades. Um, One of the traders that I like and I follow online, and I'm not going to mention his name because he doesn't have really a site, he just comments here and there and is very controversial, and we have to be really sensitive these days, but he encourages people to trade a lot, right? He encourages them to get in and get out, get in and get out, and always find new opportunities. And at first I was against it because I always thought that you have to be super picky about your trades, right? I mean, I thought you just have to sit there and wait for this perfect setup and everything else. But the reality is that there's no perfect setup, right? I mean, there are setups with better odds that you have to take that you will learn over time. But once you filter out those good trades, you just have to take them. That's really what it is. You can't just sit there and after losses decide, well, okay, I think this trade will not be the trade. Um, that's definitely not the right approach. So let's talk about the losing trade, that one big loss that you took and you never expected to take that loss. Everybody had that trade. Every trader, every day trader, swing trader, whether you're a fundamental trader, you got into the market and you didn't have a stop loss, and basically you let that trade basically ruin the majority of your account. Hopefully you never experience that, but if you traded long enough, there is a trade that basically was big enough. But think about the trade. It most of the time it doesn't ruin you on day one, right? Or in the first hour. Let's say that you're a day trader. So it doesn't ruin you in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes. It just over your persistence to stay in the trade, hoping it will turn around, it just got worse and worse and worse. So you were long, you thought the market is going to recover or something like that, or you thought it's short, and the market just kept on going higher and higher, and more buyers came in. And people who had stop losses on the upside, that got triggered, which added more buying pressure, more buying pressure. And then you start looking at some news sites, hoping that there will be some bad news coming in the end of the day, you just have to take that trade and just accept the fact that you lost. So let's look at something very similar that could potentially happen on the winning side, and hopefully it will happen to you. So you get into the trade, and it usually good trades, in my opinion, again, start off being positive probably within the first few seconds or minutes, and or they just kind of break even, they don't go much against you. You got in at the right time, and let's say you were long and the market's again starting to build up slowly, right? It goes slowly, and then it goes some more, and then it goes some more, and then some people who were short get squeezed out. So you don't know who got out of the trade. It could be a trader with 3,000 lots that said, you know what, I gotta get out, or a trader with 300 lots even, and needed to get out, and then he was scrambling, and it added to more buying pressure, right? Because he was just clicking to get out of the market. If you were on the right side of the trade, obviously that trade worked in your favor, and then more buying pressure came in, and so forth. So that good trade, just look, you had that losing side, that losing trade, you could have potentially a trade like that. But what happens most of the time? Most of the time, we're just too early to take our profit, right? So I'm all about setting targets. It's fine. If you set your targets for your risk management and your stop losses, it's one thing, and you work with that. But if you don't, then you also have to let your profits work accordingly, right? I always recommend working it with some sort of risk management, whether it's part of your account, a percentage, a price level. Don't just base it on intuition and we'll see, right? So although some people choose not to put stop losses, I advocate majority to the beginners to use stop losses, and I recommend it because obviously you need to get out at some point, right? You're going to see soon a disclaimer appearing that just because you had a stop loss doesn't guarantee that price, so just keep that in mind. But let's talk about that winning trade again, that trade that built over time. So when it starts to build and you all of a sudden see that it's really good, what you can do is potentially stay in the trade. Meaning if the same conditions that led you to get into the trade are still there, then you should continue with the trade and try and maximize it. So good trades also build over time. You just need the patience to be with that trade and try and stay with it as long as the market gives you that profit. Of course, you can't take 100% of the move. I guarantee, well, I don't guarantee, but it's almost like Murphy's Law that even if you had a really big win and you got out, it will continue, which is fine. It's like that. You can't have an ideal point, of getting out. Although, when on the risk management side, many times you will see that those who refuse to take out their loss, or who refuse to take the loss, could potentially, because of their persistence, get out on the low of the day, because this is where all the amateurs got squeezed out. And again, I'm talking in very, very general terms, but I hope that you understand I'm not targeting here, beginners or anything like that. It's just something that happens over and over again, and it's not a coincidence. There's a reason for it. So again, my recommendation is to stick with those trades that you believe in. And what do I mean believe in? If you are trading a certain method, you could potentially encounter a sequence of losses in that trade. However, you have to continue taking the trades. If you stop taking the trades, it's fine, but I hope you stop taking them because you think the method is not working anymore, not because you had 2, 3, 4, 5 losing trades. That can happen. It doesn't mean that your method is bad. And the sixth trade could potentially give you what you need. Now, if you reached your risk limit for the day, then stop. Don't go into the business of hope, saying, well, Matt said if I have 5 bad ones, maybe, the sixth one will make it back, and then you go all in, different, using even a bigger size, and then you lose, even a substantial, even a more substantial portion of your account that you've lost before. So again, I don't talk about trading in a euphoric way. I talk about it in risk management. Everybody could live with a profit. We have to manage the risk. 90% of trading is managing your risk. So again, if you reach the level that you need to get out, just get out, which is fine. However, continue trading your method. Don't sit there, like I said before, and say to yourself, well, I lost 2 times today. I think the third time it doesn't look that good, which is the exact same setup that was there before. If those setups proved to be good before, if you back tested them, continue using them unless you reached your limit for the day. Do not sit there and say, well, I lost twice, this trade appeared again, but I'm not sure about this time, right? I'm telling you that number-wise and statistically, you could potentially losing on a good trade. Just like there are sequences of bad trades, I truly believe that if somebody has a healthy method with good risk management and well researched, he is also going to hit a sequence of profits. That could also happen. Again, I don't guarantee it. I don't know for sure that it will happen to you because I don't know your method, but I believe a well-researched methods, number-wise, just from a numbers perspective, every time you place a trade, there could be a period where your trades hit one after the other. And that is the period that you don't, statistically, I'm talking purely statistically, that you don't want to miss out on. Having said that, just remember there's a substantial risk of loss in futures trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results. It takes a long, long time to be a good trader. Even after 20 years of doing that, I'm still reading, I'm still researching, I'm still growing my perspective on trading and reading what successful people do in order to share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I added some value to this. Please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And if you're looking for a futures broker, we would love to accommodate you at Optimus Futures. go on our site at optimusfutures.com. Our staff is there to help you with any questions you may have. You can also go to our community site and post your questions there. We try to answer them, whether they're technical or general, and it's community.optimusfutures.com. I wish you a good week, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.